Okay, so I have a few minutes before I have to go get my daughter, and I feel like I'm supposed to share this story for whatever reason. I'm not really sure. Um, but just so you know who I am, I'm like the girl who will save the turtle that's crossing the road, and I've literally stopped traffic because there were a bunch of ducks that were trying to go into the road, and I tried to get them back to the lake. Um, but anyways. This story is not about them, but about Fiona. So a while back, when I was working in an office, the office was in the city, and it was along this creek, and there were buildings across from the creek. Well, anyways, so in the winter, there was a deer that got hurt. I'm assuming it got hit by a car or something. I'm not really sure, but it was injured. And again, I worked in the city, so there wasn't a lot of places for this deer to go and eat and what have you. So so what I did is I went around the office and we collected food for this deer because it was injured and it couldn't go anywhere. It couldn't find a safe space. And there was just like a little patch of land where it could be during that time. Which again, it wasn't enough for it to survive, and or at least in my mind it wasn't. Maybe it was. I mean, whatever. But so I would go around the office and collect lunch for this deer, and so anyone who had leftover vegetables or salad or whatever, I would bring over to the deer, and we named her Fiona. So the weekend was coming and there was supposed to be a really big storm. So the Thursday night before the storm, I went to the store and got I felt like I should get 2 bags of apples, right? And I wasn't really sure why, but that's what I felt. So the next day a storm actually did come, and I'm like trudging through the snow and like going to the other side of the creek to bring these apples to the deer, so that it would have food for the weekend. And along the path to get to the deer, there's this bridge where a lot of homeless people would stay, unfortunately. And there was just, yeah. So I felt like I should put a bag there by the bridge, and then I gave the other bag to Fiona. So I came back on Monday, and I'm like walking along by the bridge, and the bag of apples was still there. And in my heart, like, I just felt like that was the right thing to do. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I get things and I don't really understand them, but there's always a reason for them, right? So, so I prayed about it because, I was praying about everything. And I was like, okay, God, like, I felt like you wanted me to put a bag of apples there. Why has nobody come and gotten these apples, I was like, please, if those were meant for someone, please bring that person to them, and so I prayed, and then I came back, and the next time I came back, the apples were open, and you could tell that there was a bunch missing. So I just thought that was really cool, because again, sometimes I'll do things and I don't really understand what God is doing, but I just feel like it's the right thing to do. So that's what I did. And Fiona got healthy and went on her merry way. And yeah, so that's my Fiona story. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you feel like you should do something that's kind and loving, then you may not know the reason, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, right? There's so many things going on in this world, so many pieces of the puzzle that we have no idea what's going on, right? We only know what's going on in our life. We don't know what's going on in everybody else's. But God does, right? So if God wants to use you to help others, then please just let him. You know, like it didn't hurt me one bit to get an extra bag of apples and feed someone who needed it, right? So anyways, so that's my story, and I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope that this brings light to somebody. All right, have a good one.